thank my colleague. Senator Grassley's next.
Yeah. I'm going to start with Ms. Gotland. The Biden administration has increased spending on major disability programs by tens of billions of dollars, and they've done it through rulemaking. Throughout our federal budget, Biden has increased mandatory spending through executive actions by more than $1 trillion at a time of near record debt and deficit. Spending of this scale by fiat is beyond reckless. Spending on mandatory programs and interest on the debt is now 72% of the federal budget. So my question, are there open GAO recommendations that the Biden administration could implement to reduce spending and prevent waste, fraud, and abuse in federal disability programs?
Thank you for the question. Yes, there are. We have several open recommendations regarding overpayments in particular. One that I'd like to highlight relates to the overpayments that come from the dual beneficiaries who receive both FICA benefits and, excuse me, DI benefits. And right now, we had asked in 2015 that SSA evaluate and improve its internal controls for those beneficiaries who are receiving FICA benefits as well. And it evaluated options and identified a viable option. In fact, the benefits outweighed the costs 5-to-1 of this option, which was to use a data matching agreement with DOL to share data on those dual beneficiaries. And as far as we know, they have been engaged in ongoing discussions but have yet to implement that recommendation. And that recommendation is a priority recommendation designated so by our Comptroller General. And then I'd also like to point to the modernization of occupation data, which was what I just discussed, which is part of our high-risk series and is absolutely essential to be addressed for SSA to be removed from our high-risk list.
And maybe you can submit your other things in answer in writing.
I would be delighted to. Thank you.
I'm going to go to Ms. Wilski. As I just mentioned, President Biden has greatly expanded the cost of SSI and SSDI while doing little to attempt to rein in costs. Both Obama and President Trump proposed billions of dollars in savings by limiting duplication and overlapping special disability benefits and unemployment. Why hasn't the Biden administration, as part of its budget request, proposed any reforms to generate savings in federal disability programs administered by Social Security?
Thank you for your question, and I think the administration is very committed to making sure that we're administering these programs fairly and with respect to our budget. I'm happy to take that one back and get you a response for the record.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to go to Mr. Morton. There has been bipartisan interest in improving our disability program to better incentivize those that are able to return to work. This includes the Ticket to Work program, but also pilot programs implemented by SSA that test certain changes to program rules with the intent of promoting attachment to labor force. So what have we learned from these past attempts to promote work? Have certain types of work incentive programs work better than others?
Thank you for the question. SSA recently published a study that they commissioned that looked at its past demonstrations over the last 20-something years. And the general conclusion of that report is that while on average, many of the tests that SSA conducted to promote work helped to increase levels of employment, they did not have substantial effects on average earnings or on reducing disability benefits. So that's kind of the bigger takeaway from SSA's demonstrations.
Okay. And for Ms. Ziegler, Just unrelated to this subject, but you manage 3 offices. What percentage of your employees come to the office 5 days a week?
5 days a week, I believe amongst the 3 offices, there's 40 employees, and I believe there are 5 who come in 5 days a week.
And the others work from home?
They work from home 2 days a week.
Well, then they come in 3 days a week?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Senator Grassley. Senator Blackburn.